Hi everyone, and welcome to our special Cyber Monday Q&A and plugin giveaway. I'm Katie Keith, co-founder and CEO at Barn2 Plugins.
And I'm Sam Waines, and I handle all of the video content and the YouTube channel here at Barn2 Plugins. We have a very exciting stream for you guys today. As you know, it is Cyber Monday, and we have our biggest discounts of the entire year online right now. So that's why we're making this live stream. It's a chance for you guys to ask your questions if you haven't already submitted them. And it's also a chance to get a great discount today. We're also going to be giving away a free plugin at the end of this stream. So stick around for our WooCommerce Shipping Calculator that we're going to be giving away to everyone who's watching this stream. Well, unless there's more than 100 of you, because it's going to be capped at the first 100 people who can get their hands on it. So yeah, and actually I'm just going to check my notes because I know there's one or two more things we're going to get into today. So yeah, if you stay to the end, you get that free plugin. And we also have an additional 50% off coupon code. And that's if you spend $250 or more when checking out on any of our plugins. Obviously, you need to be getting a larger site, a multi-site license or just a bunch of different plugins. It's up to you. But if you do spend over $250, you get that 50% discount, and we'll give you this special code for that as well.
Yeah, and if you're already a customer, then you can upgrade your existing license. It's not just for new customers. And also feel free to ask questions about any existing plugins you're using or any new plugins you're interested in. We've already received some fantastic questions, and we'd love to receive more if you're watching this live. So to ask questions, you can just add comments wherever you're watching this, whether it's YouTube or Twitter or whatever, and we'll try to get to everything during the next hour. And we can either answer your questions directly, we can point you in the right direction, and we can also give actual demos and screen sharing of how to do certain things in our plugins. So let's get to it. The first question Sam's going to cover, which we actually need more information about.
Yeah, we got this very cryptic message from Jonathan. Demo on how it works. Well, we'd be happy to demo any one of our plugins for you. And if you happen to be watching live, Jonathan, we want some clarification on this. So please leave a comment and we will get back to you with an answer to that as soon as we hear from you. And he followed. Oh, and Jason asked, does the All Access Pass include WooCommerce and table plugins? Well, the All Access Pass includes everything. So you are covered for any one of our plugins. That's a very easy one, a little softball for me to answer. Thank you, Katie.
Yeah, start you off easy there. And Jason had an additional question as well, which is how do our WooCommerce plugins handle a manufacturer's website which manages about 1,000 products in small parts? And I've just clicked to the wrong place. But yeah, I will show you. We have several plugins which are very good at displaying very large numbers of products. So I'm going to show those of you to several of those to you now. We'll start off with our WooCommerce product table plugin. So I'm going to show you the plugin before we answer the question specifically. Share screen, that one. Okay, so this is our WooCommerce product table plugin, which is our most popular plugin of all time. And it's very, very popular for selling what I like to call non-visual products. I mean, most products are visual, but sometimes you don't want massive images, or there might be really technical products, or as Jason said, they might be small parts or something like that. So it would be kind of weird to have a traditional store layout with massive images in a grid of your products. And instead, you might want little images like this and more product data visible, or you might want no images at all because it's all about the data of what are those small parts and what's their technical specifications. So you might have columns in the table for different attributes or sizes or something more technical. So product table is a great way to show that. Part of Jason's question was about the number of products. He mentioned 1,000. And a good thing about WooCommerce product table is that it has a lazy load option, which you can enable on the settings page, which basically loads one page of the table at a time. So if you see this particular table, we've chosen to show 16 products at a time, but it actually has multiple pages in the table, which you can use the previous and next buttons at the bottom to access. So with the lazy load active, overall the page loads first, and then the first page of the table loads, and the rest of the table behind the scenes doesn't load at all until the user clicks to the next page. So that basically completely eliminates any performance problems if you have thousands or even like hundreds of thousands of products. And believe me, we have users with very, very large numbers of products using this plugin. So that's a good way to display small parts. And that particular plugin is WooCommerce Product Table. And next, I'm going to go to another plugin because he mentioned manufacturers. And WooCommerce Product Table on its own will just sort of update your shop layout within your public shop. But what you might want is different to that. You might want to show products to wholesale users or manufacturers or something like that rather than the general public. So I will present our WooCommerce Wholesale Pro plugin next, which is this one. I think I've got the wrong caption. There we go. So our wholesale plugin is basically about creating either a completely sort of hidden store that is just for manufacturers or trade type users who have an existing account with you and can access special pricing, or it's about running a wholesale area alongside your public store so that when manufacturers log in, they see the special pricing for them. And it works really well with our product table plugin. So you can see an image of it here, a little animation. So you can use WooCommerce Product Table with Wholesale Pro to get both of those things, sell to specific logged in users with special pricing, and also have the kind of one-page order form layout. And I'll just skip to the pricing table because instead of buying product table on its own, if you want the wholesale functionality as well, then I'd recommend getting the 2 plugin bundle here, which is cheaper basically than buying each product separately. It's because so many people use this combination together for exactly what you said, kind of not so visual products necessarily, lots of products and selling to the trade. So you can then buy that for special pricing. And thirdly, we have another product which is very good for selling large numbers of items because, of course, how do people find them? You've got 1,000 small parts that you're selling and you want people to be able to find them easily. And the solution to that is our filter plugin, which I will go to next. So WooCommerce Product Filter is all about helping people to find products from a large database more easily. It is here, there. So this is the filter plugin, and you've got filters here, and you can also have filters on the right hand side of the page. And I'm going to go to just thinking what the best option to show you is. Actually, this will probably be okay. So you can add any kind of filters. For some reason, the sidebar's disappeared, which is really bad timing because there should be a sidebar on this page with filters in. I'm not sure why there isn't, so we'll fix that. But here's another example of how you can have the filters. So you can have these either on your page as a widget, or you can have a kind of slide out panel like this, which is really popular for mobiles particularly, although as you can see here, you can have it on desktops. So if you've got thousands of products, then you might want different ways for people to choose. They can click on little tag label things like this. They can choose colors, ratings, any kind of product attributes, taxonomies, categories, tags, whatever you're using to store product data, you can filter by. So together, those are the 3 plugins that I would say would be best for using that sort of products, like thousands of products, small parts, that kind of thing. And obviously that's 3. So if you want all 3 of those, then it's probably cheaper for you to get the all access pass instead of buying individually or something like that. Okay, so let's move on then.
Mhm. Great job, Katie. Well done.
That was quite a meaty question, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Quite a few things to go through.
So the next one I think is Marina's question. I'm just checking the script. Yep, that's right. Cool. So
Just
I really like. Mhm.
oh, sorry, Katie. I just wanted to check in if anyone is watching live, and if they want to leave us a comment, we can get to their question as well. We're just going through some pre-submitted questions so that you guys have something to follow along with.
Yeah. So the next question I really like because it's about Christmas and it felt like a nice question to cover in this live stream. So this was from Marina. I need to sell personalized Christmas ornaments. The ornaments have different shapes and the pictures uploaded by the customer should have the background removed. Is this possible? Well, kind of no, but I decided to have some fun and actually created that sort of product, which I will show you now, and with my suggested alternative, basically. So I'm going to present that one. Personalized Christmas ornament. So I'll just switch this to the product that we're using, which is WooCommerce product options. So I created a WooCommerce product here. And see, there's a little tick box on the product page. This is added by our product options plugin. So if you click yes, please, we use conditional logic to show some options that were previously hidden. You don't have to hide them. You could show them all on the page like this, but I just wanted to show off the conditional logic. So that's how that works. And that lets you personalize the Christmas ornament. So you can choose a color, and you can choose like a shape if you do a heart-shaped ornament or something like that. And you can also add custom information. So you might want to add some text like Merry Christmas from Isabella or whatever, or you might want to upload an image. And what this comment was about was, can our plugin remove the background when you upload the image? And no, it can't. But on this product, I've given you some examples of what you might do instead. So on the upload field, I've added a description below. This is really tiny, so I'm going to try and zoom in a bit so that hopefully you can read this text, where I've said, for best results, you should remove the background and upload the image as a transparent high-res PNG file, or we can do it for an extra fee. And if you wanted to, then I think I've already done this actually, then when we upload a file, I'll just see if I can upload a file. Now what's it doing? Yeah, I'm uploading a file. I'll zoom back out now. So when I upload a file, then it should display a checkbox underneath. Oh, I should probably need to test this further because I didn't test it. But in theory, if I've set it up properly, then when a certain field is filled in, then you can display an extra field underneath, which will allow them to say, pay an extra $5 or something in order to fill it in. Probably what I need to do here is add a checkbox to say, please remove the background from my image before you print it onto the personalized Christmas ornament. So that's probably the best technique to do that. So while it isn't possible, I think that's actually a really lovely use case for our product options plugin, and wanted to show you that. Now let's move
Awesome.
on to a two-part question from Laurie. So
Hmm.
Sam's going to do this bit.
Yep. So Lori asked, well, we currently use multiple third-party plugins, TM product options, wholesale shipping, QuickBooks Online, etc. And that's the first part. And then
Okay,
the
and the
second
second
part.
part of the question, oops, there we go.
Thank you. We need to upgrade two sites and are looking at ease of transition and compatibility. Well, the first way to answer this question is to say that if you're using multiple of our plugins, then they will always be compatible with each other. That's why we built them the way we do. So you'll never have a compatibility issue between our plugins if you're using multiple ones on your site. And in fact, as you've seen already on this live stream, multiple plugins do work well together, such as Product Table and Wholesale Pro. Now, in this case, it would make sense to use the plugin that was just demoed a moment ago, WooCommerce Product Options. I actually have a tab open. I can show that one. Oh, actually, this is the one I wanted to show. So this is on the demo for WooCommerce product options. I just wanted to show a few of the other things that this plugin can do. So here we have made to measure curtains. And as soon as you enter a number in here and in here, length and width, then you get an updated price total. This is a very popular feature. I just wanted to show one or two more things that this plugin can do. So that would be, for example, here we have this personalized birthday cake, and you can update things like the icing color with these color swashes, and these image buttons can inform the customer of what shape the cake might be. And again, we have the photo upload and text option. So in your case, you would want to migrate the types of product options that you have over to this plugin, for example. And that would be a little bit of a job, but you can create groups of options. So you wouldn't have to build each one from scratch. You could build the option and then apply it to a certain number of products ahead of time in a much easier fashion than that. And because there's a few points to this question, so allow me just to check my notes quickly. So regarding the migration uh, with our product options plugin, it uses its own database fields. So you'll need to recreate the options in the plugin. And and did you want to demo creating options in the background, Katie, or should we save that for another time?
Yeah, I can do that. Actually,
Okay.
I did mean to do that for the
Huh?
previous question and forgot. So I will
Okay.
go to the admin now. So I'm going to show how I created that Christmas one.
Mhm.
So we'll go back to that tab. So I'm going to go to the edit product screen now. No, I'm not. I'm going to go to the admin, and then I'm going to go to products, product options. This is central rather than per product, because as Sam said a minute ago, you create groups of options and then you can choose what products they go on. So for our demo site, we've done it individually per product because we wanted to show off the plugin. But what you might do instead is have the same options on all of your products, or all products in a certain category, or something
Mhm.
like that. So there's quite a lot of logic you can use to save time. You don't have to create the same option on every product, which incidentally is what you have to do with product variations, which are part of WooCommerce itself. It's a lot easier to use product options because of this. You create them once centrally and then choose where they display. So we've got this options group here that I created this morning. And here I added all of these options. So first of all, we had a checkbox, which I ticked in order to display the other option. So that's just a very simple checkbox. And you can see here that you've got all of these different types of option that look different and function slightly differently. So that's a checkbox one. And I didn't choose to add a cost, but I'll show you the cost features in a minute. So moving on to the color one, I use color swatches there. So you might remember that I could click on different colored squares to choose the color of my Christmas ornament. And again, I haven't chosen any costs for those. But here I use conditional logic, which are in the advanced settings, to only display this option if I had ticked yes, please, that I wanted to personalize the ornament. So I'll close that one now and show you one that has different prices. So this one is clickable images, and I added an image for different shapes of ornament. And here I added a quantity-based fee for the more fancy shapes, because I thought maybe stars and hearts would cost more than a simple spherical decoration. So a quantity-based fee is useful if the customer might be buying more than one of an item. So if you're selling personalized Christmas decorations, they may well be buying 4 or more. And so you don't want to charge a flat fee, because that would just add it once, regardless of the quantity. Whereas the quantity-based fee will multiply up. So if they buy 2 of the ornament and it costs 3, then it's going to cost an extra 6. So you get all these different choices for how you charge it. Again, I use conditional logic to choose. And then, as you can see, without going into too much detail, we've also got file upload and text input options, and there's all sorts of
Mhm.
ways you can add options. So
Yeah,
back to
thanks,
Sam.
Katie. Yeah, so just going back, I don't want to lose track too much, but in regards to migrating the customer sites, then the Wholesale Pro would be the other option that you would need to go along with WooCommerce product options. So in that Wholesale Pro plugin that we offer, there is this feature where you assign the user roles to your to your users, and so you can bulk select them and assign them a specific wholesale user role, and that will allow them to get a specific discount that you set, for example, 20%. And then if you set a higher tier of wholesale, then they can get a higher discount once they're assigned to that one. So it's a simple matter of having all of your website uh, users. Is that the correct term, Katie? Website users?
Yeah.
Yeah. You would have your database still in WordPress just like it before, but in this sense, you would be able to use the plugin to assign them to different roles. And then as far as shipping goes, you would probably just keep your same shipping setup because we don't offer a specific well, we have a plugin called Shipping Calculator, which we're actually giving away at the end of this stream, but that doesn't actually do all of the shipping calculation for you. That's still done by either a separate plugin or by WooCommerce. What our plugin does is it displays that shipping calculation in much more convenient locations, like on the product page where people actually want to see it. They don't really want to get it surprised by the shipping fee later on. So yeah, in regards to shipping, that's what you should stick with. And if you're interested in getting our little addition, then that's why we're giving it away today. So I'm just checking if there's anything else I missed on that question. Oh,
QuickBooks.
QuickBooks. Thank you. So you mentioned QuickBooks and Um, switching to our plugins in this case won't affect any of that workflow. All of that is still managed through the base WooCommerce plugin. So switching to our plugin shouldn't have any impact on the use of QuickBooks and any of your accounting like that. I believe that's everything.
Okay. Yeah, thanks
Nice.
for that. Got some quite complex questions today, haven't we?
Mhm.
Multi-sections and things. So the next one has a few different elements as well. How to deal with back orders, reporting, listing back orders separated from other orders, etc. So this question is partly talking about WooCommerce itself and partly could be touched on by some of our plugins, particularly listing them. So I'll go I think probably the best thing is to give an overview of how back orders work and then talk about how our plugins can fit into that. So first of all, I'm going to show you WooCommerce itself and how that handles back orders. So that is this one. So this is a normal WooCommerce product, and I'm going to go to the inventory section. So there's two ways to do back orders. All of this applies equally to variations, but I'm just going to show you on a simple product. So you can change it to on back order, which means that customers can still order the product, but you haven't actually got it in stock. They'll have to get it a bit later. I'll tell you about how to notify your customers about that in a minute. But for now, let's just assume that's how it works. So that's the basic way to do it. For something a bit more controlled, you can enable the track stock quantity for this product, enter how many you've got in stock, and then you can decide what happens dynamically when the stock reaches 0. So I'm going to put 10 in there. When it gets to 0, what do I want to happen? Do I want to allow back orders at all or market it out of stock? Or do I want to allow it but put a note on the product page so that the customer knows it's on back order? Or do I want to allow it completely? So those are the different options for setting individual products or back variations on back order. And this question also asked about viewing back order products. So I'm going to go to the all products page in the admin, and there's a filter by stock status drop down here. So that allows me to look at the products which are on back order, and then you click filter. So that's what you can do using WooCommerce as it comes, which is admittedly a bit limiting because the question also asked about reporting and listing back orders separated from other orders. If we're talking about the back end, so how can the store manager know when they've received orders for products which are on back order, then you can't do that with WooCommerce, and also you can't do that with any of our products either. What I would recommend would be to use the WP All Import product. Here's a rather long documentation link where you can export your orders either automatically or email or whatever on a schedule. That when you export all your orders, it has a stock column, and so you can filter by back order and that kind of thing. So I would recommend doing that. If you wanted to list back order products in the front end of your website, then you can do that with our WooCommerce product table plugin. And there's a short code that you can use to do that. So this short code, sorry, it's a bit complicated, but it's all in our documentation, would list products with two stock statuses: in stock and also on back order. So if you wanted to do that and not include out of stock products, then you could use that in your product table shortcode. And of course, if you removed in stock, then you could just list back order products separately. I can't really think why you'd want to do that. Probably you might do that if you were putting it on a hidden page just so that you could see it, or maybe your team members or something, to see what products are currently on back order in order to manage the stock or whatever. But I'm not sure how useful that would be if you weren't including in stock as well. So that's with the product table plugin. The final plugin to talk about with regards to back orders is our plugin WooCommerce Lead Time. So I'm going to go to that now because we haven't introduced that plugin to you yet. So I'll just share my screen. Actually, I think I'll go to the demo. I was going to take you to the product page, but I'll show you the demo instead. I think would be more useful.
And I'll just jump in and say that for any of these plugins, there is also videos on our YouTube channel, which obviously demonstrate the plugin, but also go into the details of how to install and set them up. So if you just look on our YouTube channel under the plugin name, then you should find the first result should be the video that explains that plugin in detail.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. So to learn about WooCommerce Lead Time, this is an example of a product which is on back order, but we're using the Lead Time plugin to tell the customer how long they're going to be waiting. Because when we set up our back order product a minute ago, there was an option to notify the customer in WooCommerce itself, but all that does is say on back order. Well, imagine if you're that customer wanting to make a purchase and you're like, well, I don't know if I want to order. How long will I be waiting? Should I just go to another website and order it there? So I would recommend, if you are allowing people to back order products, then it would be better to use the Lead Time plugin to display when that product will become available. And it's really good because you can actually display different text about how long they'll be waiting depending on the stock status. So you can display different text for when it's in stock, and it might be 1 to 2 days, or on back order where you might want to have something more dynamic, like if the stock is available on the 14th of December, you can actually have our plugin dynamically count down the time and say that will be in 3 weeks and 2 days or something like that. So it gives you a lot of control for different stock statuses, what you display. But the point of it is to make it clear to the customer how long they'll be waiting so that they can make an informed decision. And I think a lot of people get this wrong, actually, in e-commerce. You'll often see like a notify when back in stock feature where you enter your email address and it sends you an email when it's back in stock. But you don't know how long you're going to be waiting, do you? I actually think it's better to use back order products and use the Lead Time plugin to tell them how long they'll be waiting, because that way you've captured the order. If they're happy to wait, they're going to order from you straight away instead of entering their email address and probably end up ordering from somebody else in the meantime. So I think that's a better way to maximize your conversions when you do have stock issues or something like that. Okay, so thanks for that question. That was another nice meaty one for us to get into. So what's next on the list?
I actually think we can talk about this comment which has just come up. from Bupesh. So he's asking in the bulk variations plugin, which we were just about to get to. So I will also be demonstrating that. Is it possible to freeze panes of the vertical row? Because while scrolling through mobile, the sizes go hide. I'm not quite sure what that means exactly, but I think Katie, I'm going to actually, this sounds a little bit technical. So do you have any knowledge about this particular, it's a feature request probably.
It
I'm
is
not
not,
sure.
yeah, it is a feature request and it's not
Mhm,
currently possible. No. I'd
mhm,
actually be interesting to see your site because I've never personally seen a bulk variations table where that is so big that it would be required. So I'd really like to see that because I can see if it was massive and it wasn't just like this one on the right, if it took up the
mhm.
whole page or something, then that would be useful. But I've never seen a customer wanting to do that. So I'd like to.
So this is just a simple demonstration of the front end of the bulk variations plugin. This is basically its main feature, and it can create this pricing matrix. So you can see the sizes here on the top and the colors on the left. So you can basically order any quantity of any size and any color all at once. So I could add, for example, 2 of these, 3 of these, 4 of these, and all of a sudden I can add all of them to my cart at once. And you can see it added 4, 3, and 2 of those. And then, of course, I can check out later than that. So there is another question from Towhead,
Yeah,
and
which I've not added to the screen
oh,
yet.
that's all
So
right.
I'm just going to do that
Sure.
now. It only takes a sec.
So he wants to, but just to follow up with Upesh, in the illustration, he wants the color row to be frozen. Oh, I get it. So it stays on this sticks to the side of the screen while you go through everything else like on mobile. Okay. Yeah, well
Yeah,
that's
that's
a great
interesting.
recommendation.
People do
Yeah.
scroll right sometimes, particularly on
Yeah.
mobile, so that is useful. Yeah, yeah, we'll
Yeah.
track that as a feature request. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, Bupesh. All right. That sounds great.
Okay, so back to bulk variations.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah, that's not greatly formatted, but
That's all right. I'll find it on my notes actually, and I'll just read it out. So
yeah, the one on the notes is slightly longer because there's a
mhm,
character limit on the comments.
mhm. Yeah, Towhid said, hello, do you have any plans to add Google Sheets integration to the bulk variations plugin so that when the data changes in Google Sheets, it changes in WooCommerce at the same time? Well, I have already shown you the bulk variations plugin, which is our way of editing and managing items in bulk in the back end. So I showed you the front end of the plugin where it has a pricing matrix, but actually in the back end, if you want to update large numbers of products or numbers of variations, uh, then you can add prices or change details about multiple different products at once rather than having to go through the entire variations list and doing it one by one. Now, with that said, we do not have any plans to integrate with Google Sheets in this regard because it's essentially to do with how the system works. So all of this is still reliant on WooCommerce at the end of the day. And so when you're editing product variations, you're still doing it in the WooCommerce plugin. Our plugin just makes it easier to do that, but it doesn't actually uh, change the framework of how it's actually working on the back end. Um, so yeah, we're not going to integrate with Google Sheets because there's better ways to do it. Now we have a recommended. It's Ceteri, Ceteri, Ceteri.
Yeah,
I'm always confused when I try to read these names. And so this is one option that you have for the kind of integration that you're looking for, but not so much integration, but rather this plugin creates the kind of visual format that you're looking for, so that
yeah. Well,
you
it
can
integrates with WooCommerce rather than
yeah
our plugin. So
exactly.
Settery updates your variations in a spreadsheet format, and then our plugin displays your variations, but our plugin never talks to Settery, which is why we wouldn't do that as an
Mhm.
integration. It's about integrating with WooCommerce, if that makes sense.
Mhm. Yeah, and that is why I have you here, Katie, because I struggle a little bit with the yeah, all of the integration stuff, which you've got a little bit more knowledge, been around the block a lot more than me. So that's awesome.
Okay, cool. So I think that is all of the questions that we've had so far. So
Mhm.
if anybody watching has any more questions, then we would have time to answer them if you want to put them in the comments now. But for now, I think let's move on to the final section where we're going to tell you about the free plugin that we're giving away.
That's absolutely right. Yeah. I think that's what everyone's waiting to hear about anyways. So let's not keep them waiting any longer. We did mention at the beginning we have this giveaway, and so oh, Tohi's got back. You're welcome. No problem. Anytime. So we have in order to take advantage of this giveaway, we have some mini tiny instructions for you. Basically, we're going to and we need to you need to use a specific coupon code. That's what we need.
Yeah. Should we introduce the plugin first and
Oh,
then tell
yeah,
them how
yeah.
to get it?
Sorry,
Yeah, because I
that's my
don't
bad.
think we've covered Shipping Calculator yet in all the
Oh yeah, I
ones we
talked about
have
it. We didn't
demoed.
we didn't show it.
Yeah. Right.
Let's
So
see what you're getting.
Shipping Calculator. So as Sam mentioned earlier, the Shipping Calculator plugin adds a shipping calculator to the product page. So you can choose where it goes. On this page, we've got it on the above the add to cart button, and you can change your address and things like that. Like if you change your country, then it can change your shipping options and things like that. And so you can choose wherever, and if you didn't have shipping available, then that's a really good time to tell the customer that you don't ship to their location. So in WooCommerce itself, normally this only happens on the cart page or on the checkout page, which is after they've decided to buy the product, which seems crazy to me. I want to know the shipping cost in order to decide whether to buy the product, because that's part of my purchasing decision. So here we've got it within the shipping tab. And again, you can enter your address and then it will show you the different shipping options for that location. So it's already displaying them for me because I'm already logged into my website. But if the customer wasn't, then they would immediately be told to enter their address, and then they would be able to see the shipping costs if they're available. If there are multiple shipping options for that zone, then they will all appear. So in this example, we've actually got 3 different shipping options for the customer to choose from. And if shipping wasn't available, then like I said, then it would tell them that, so that they're not going to waste their time any further. So that's a better way to allow customers to choose shipping, and you can choose where on the product page it appears. So now, Sam, do you want to talk about how to get that?
Yeah, I actually I was wondering if you could bring up the plugin page so you can demonstrate the
Yeah,
code being used. So yeah, we first of all you need to use this coupon code
yeah.
cybergift,
Okay, so
and
I'm
you
going to
can
share.
yeah you can apply that on the plugin sale page for the single site license, a starter license.
Yeah, well, it'd be on the checkout. So I've gone to the pricing bit of the page,
Hmm.
and it's just for the individual plugin, so not the
Hmm.
bundle. So I'm going to add a single site license of the individual plugin to my cart, and then that's going to load up the checkout page, and that's when we enter the coupon code cybergift, which I think we have a banner for, which I will just find. Oh, it's already there. You've done that. Okay. So going to get rid of the discount code that's already there.
Hmm. And once you enter this discount code, it's going to give you 100% off. So it still
Yeah.
goes through the normal purchasing procedure, but you don't have to pay anything for it, which is awesome. First time we've ever done that. And this is going to last just another 7 hours until midnight in, what's that, European time?
I think roughly Pacific time, because that's kind of the most easterly on
Oh,
this
okay.
day, I suppose. It's how do you cut it off with time zone? So I thought I'll go for Pacific. That seems fair.
Okay, so
So yeah,
midnight
see
Pacific
how
time
I've
then.
entered the code and it's removed the cost completely. So you still need to go through the checkout page, but
Mhm.
it's free. And
Mhm.
then you'll get a plugin on the order confirmation page and also on your email.
Yep,
So I think we've got another comment. So let's go to that before we finish
sure.
off. So in product table, is it possible to set the rule for discount according to the cart purchase? Right, we are going to launch a plugin very soon which does this, although it hasn't been released yet. So our new plugin that we're working on is called WooCommerce Discount Manager. That will, as always, work with our other plugins, including product table, so that it will have the discount rules. So you can set, for example, a total price discount so that when the cart value is more than $300 or something like that, then it will give them whatever, 20% off, $20 off, whatever you want. It's got tons of different discount types, like buy one, get one frees and simple discounts and buy X products for Y price and all sorts. It's a very kind of sophisticated discount plugin. It's not available yet. It probably will be in the new year, I would expect. And if you get the all access pass today in the Cyber Monday discount, then all the plugins that we release in the future while you've got an active subscription will be included. So if you bought the all access pass today, then Discount Manager will be given to you for free as soon as it comes out.
Mhm.
So that's the kind of way to get it in the sale, if that makes sense, even though it's not available yet.
Yeah, it's kind of brings it full circle, which reminds me, if you're buying the all access pass during the sale, you can actually save an extra 10%. And I wanted to show people that discount code as well. So when you're spending over $250, you can use the code VIP50 to get that extra 10% off the typical Black Friday or Cyber Monday sale discount of 40%. So that would definitely apply for the All Access Pass. And that's a very good discount to begin with because, like Katie said, it includes all our plugins as well as future plugins while you still have an active license. So that is an incredible offer, honestly, and you won't see that again, literally for another year, and even I don't know,
We haven't
maybe
decided next
we
year
haven't
yet.
decided about next year yet. So it's definitely
Yeah.
at the moment it's a one-time offer.
Yeah, we might decide that, well, that was way too generous. We're going to do 30% or whatever next year. Or so, yeah, now is the time that you know that you can get a discount. That this
Mhm.
is, we don't do other sales either at other times of year. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think either Katie or I are really like salespeople, but if we were, then this would be the one day a year. Then you can't shut us up because everything is on sale. So it's the best time.
Excellent. Well, so thank you very much, everybody, for watching. And yeah, discounts are available until midnight. And the free shipping calculator plugin, which was the code cyber gift, that it will expire in a few hours because it's just for people that watch live, but it's also only for up to 100 people. So get that as soon as you can. And we always provide support. We have full support via the support center on our website. So if you didn't get to ask your question or something today, then we're here to help you whenever you need it, both before and
Mhm.
after you're using our plugins.
Yep.
So
And
thanks for
if you
watching, everyone.
Yeah, and if you enjoyed this broadcast, let us know. We'll be doing ones similar to this in the future, and we'd love to hear your feedback on this format. And if you would like to, yeah, hear from us again. So, thank you so much for watching, guys. It's been a pleasure, Katie.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.